Howdy, it's Kevin, one of your top 10 favorite Earth 2 YouTubers, and tonight we try to take over the world. So grab your scissors because I'm about to cut you in. Got some things to go over with Earth 2 as well as tell you how I did some gasless minting and made my first NFT. Okay guys, so let's get down to first things first. I've got my discount code in the description down below. I really appreciate it when you guys use that. If you do use that, leave a comment down below and like the video, then I will pick a winner on my next video. We've got a winner from last night's video. I'll announce it at the end of this one. They'll get a free tile on our island in Grenada, so stick around and see if you won. Okay, let's get down to business. I've got some screenshots to share with you here. Let me move myself a little bit out of the way. This is Mr. Alex Brewers. He was on Facebook a couple days ago saying that he was trying to edit one of his properties for sale, and he had put it up for sale for $500 instead of $5,500, and somebody of course bought it right away. We've talked about, there's sniping programs out there. You're not able to edit your property a second time for 10 minutes, so it's basically out there for the world to grab anyway, and he was very distraught that he had sold that property so cheap. And he was on Facebook trying to appeal to find out how he could get his property back. Well, he came back on and said that he was happy to announce that the user who bought it returned the property back to him. And that user's name was Pop Johanna. And this guy was very happy and said there's good left in the world. Pop, we think you're great too. We appreciate you getting Alex back his property. I think that was very nice of you to do that. You're a good person. Okay, moving on, we've got Dram Radu Teodor, who says he managed to withdraw. And for those curious, he gathered some info. They will pay you back. Don't be afraid. He started on the 28th of January, so it seems like it hasn't been quite a month. But its waiting time can vary from user to user, depending on the amount they want to withdraw. They have to check you if more than 2 months has passed, and be sure that it's 2 months. I recommend messaging them on Discord. He says 2 months. I don't know where he got that number. Maybe he just made it up. But he got a withdrawal. We've got Razvan Nikasor got his $2,200 back from Earth 2 via TransferWise. And if you want to sign up for TransferWise to make your process as smooth as possible, I do have a referral link down below as well for TransferWise. That's how I got my withdrawal. That's how most people are getting their withdrawals. And if you use the referral link, then you get up to a $600 transfer for free, which you don't get without using a referral link. So it's probably good if you use that. And it helps me as well because if I get enough people, they give me a little bit of a bonus in my TransferWise account. But there's no reason not to do that. Okay, Shane. Well, first I want to go for Sver Scarpingland, I think, or Scarpingland, said he finally got his withdrawal process from Earth 2, and he's willing to invest a lot more back into the game because they got his trust back. Shane had said that they processed over $200,000 in payouts yesterday, and most people are just waiting patiently, but some expect special treatment. He's the first to put his hand up and apologize. It's taking a while, but at the end of the day, we want to root out all scammers on the system, and we are trying to catch up on hyper growth. We don't want scammers on Earth 2 long term, so it's better to root them out and add systems to prevent it before we push any major marketing again. I have interview requests piling up that we are putting off until we get things more set in place. So I don't know. I'm very happy that they got so many withdrawals processed because obviously that builds faith in the system. We know that they're getting overwhelmed, that they've been working on keeping the game running, keeping the game progressing, as well as getting people their payouts. So it's very important that we give them the time and space that they need to do so. And they are trying to keep from making sure that we are getting our money stolen by scammers. He says he has interview requests piled up that they're putting off until he gets things more in place. I don't know if that's people interviewing him just about Earth 2 or if it's him interviewing potential new hires. I know that both of those things are in the pipes because obviously people want to interview him about his vision for Earth 2. And I know for a fact that they're hiring newer devs and more help for Thomas to run the social media. And they're going to have a lot of help with their processing of withdrawals. So, he probably has interviews lined up in both regards. Here's another notice from Shane, and this is something I was going to talk to you guys about the other day and didn't get a chance to before it was gone. I was on break at work and I noticed that there were some blue dots on some of the tiles that had not been purchased. I highlighted one and I had to go back to work. I didn't have time to sit there and look at it anymore. I didn't know if it was extra essence, if they're bonus resources, what they are, but there were blue dots there. When I came back from break, they were already gone. And so I missed out on all of them except for the one that I had highlighted from the previous break. So I went ahead and bought that one just because I don't know what it is, but it was something. So I figure I should buy it. I wish that I had taken some screenshots so that I could show you, and also screenshots so that I could go back and buy the other ones that weren't taken yet. But somebody said, I really want to know when the blue dots are coming back. And he said the blue dots are gone for now. Someone accidentally opened a filter that they were not supposed to, and I had them close it off as soon as I heard. So I must have just gotten lucky enough to see it real quick there. I did get one of the tiles. I'm sure that some of our tiles have it on there as well, but there were some that were not purchased. So keep your eyes open for those blue dots. They're probably something good. And if you get the opportunity to buy them, I would. I'm going to buy, as soon as I see more of those blue dots, I'm buying more tiles. So that's what I wanted to go over with you, just a little bit of stuff from the game. And here is my gasless minting. So I'm an artist now, kind of like the Wall Street Bets version of Jackson Pollock or something like that. Up there for a second, but I'm back. And I wanted to share this piece of art that I minted. I tried to tell you guys yesterday about how I was on OpenSea trying to mint a piece of art with their gasless minting process. And it wanted me to create an account and verify my account, which was interacting with the blockchain. And it was going to cost me between $150 and $350 in gas at the time. Now, I'm sure that there's some calmer days with less transactions to verify when you can get in cheaper, but it was still significantly more expensive than what I wanted to do, especially considering that I'm not much of an artist, although you can't tell by this masterpiece that I've got here. But I wanted to go through the minting process. I wanted to see how the sales process works. If I do wind up making more digital art, because I have done some graphic design in the past, if I do more, if I do more digital art and mint it and make enough money, then I will use that money to make myself an account on OpenSea or a storefront on Mintable, because I believe storefronts are the same as an account where it's very expensive. But right now I have this piece listed in Mintable's store. You can see that I am seller E2M for Er2 Mastery. And I created this Jackson Pollock inspired piece of art that represents a stock market graph. Go stonks. And I have bought the dip, BTFD. I bought the dip, and then I bought the dip, and then I bought the dip. And so what we have here is my description says the pain that persists when you BTFD, but the dip keeps dipping. The tears and sweat that drench you as months and years fade into oblivion with the despair that accompanies the realization that sometimes the dip is not a dip, but a collapse. I thought with the GameStop happenings, this was very time appropriate. And I also wanted to get something done on the NFT front because it is booming. It's absolutely booming. I know some of you are artists. A lot of you are way more creative than I could ever be. This process is something that I think that you should look into. And I will go over it more with you on another video. But just suffice it to say that I was able to mint this piece of art on Mintable, on the Mintable app without paying any gas fees. I have not finished the sale yet, but I will update you if it does sell. It's an auction. It's got a buy it now price of, I put $499.99, but I think that Ethereum went up in the meantime, so now it's $507.19. The minimum bid I put as 99 cents, but it's $1.10 right now to place a bid. There's 22 and a half hours left on the time. And I'm waiting to see if anybody does buy it, just to see what the process is like. That's why I started the bid out so low. I just hope that somebody buys it so that I can update everyone on the process. I will share the link down below so that you can see what a listing looks like. You can see what the listing looks like and go look at what it would be like if you listed a piece of your art But I will go over the process. This is mintable. OpenSea was much more expensive just to get a piece listed. Somehow Mintable has created a smart contract where they excluded payment for like to the 236th power or something like that. So they've got a lot of transactions on the blockchain that they don't have to pay for. And that's how they're able to offer this gasless minting for you. It's a brand new process. I think they just started it in the end of January. You can see that they've only sold 44 items out of there. Some people are very asking a lot of money for their art. I don't know if there's any gas fees included when the buyer goes to complete the transaction. They may have to pay gas fees in order to record the piece of art on the blockchain. And so that's why I just wanted to go through the process and see what it was like for people. But I will share a link down below and you can go and check it out. And I will do a video. Once this one's over, I'll make another piece of art. I'll do a video on the entire process of listing it so that you can see firsthand exactly how the process works so that you can do it for yours or somebody else's art that you know. If you are an artist, I think it's important that you get into this space, especially if you can list things without paying a fee, because it's absolutely blowing up. It's permanent. You can get recurring fees if people keep selling it, so you can get a consistent income over time. And I think it could be very valuable to all of you. Okay, so I have a winner from last night's tile giveaway. Let's go over that. I've got it, and look at, he's been trying to win for a long time. His name is Will Kiet or Cute. Depending on the language, it could be Keft, I guess. So I'm not sure how to pronounce that. I'm sure I'm butchering it at least a couple times, Will. But you're always making comments on here. You've been trying to win for a long time. Even this comment you can see says, am I ever going to win? Guess what, buddy? You won. I'm glad you won. So I'm going to make sure that you get a tile on our island in Grenada. And just get me a message through Discord or through private message on Facebook. And you'll bid a penny and I'll get you that tile. All right, guys. So I guess I need to go make some more NFT art. I'll talk to you later.